Hey guys, Jay here, welcome to another convention review. Today I'm going to be talking about Kumoricon 2023. So, there's not a whole lot to say here. This convention was actually very fun. We had a lot of fun this year. It was great. It's been actually the best one in probably quite a few years. Even like before the pandemic. A lot of the older times like 2016 and 2017 and even 2018. So, I mean, I cosplayed 2018 for the most part, but then I did and didn't. But then 2017 and 16, I just didn't cosplay the entire time. So I'm starting to do that more often. Like when I'm filming, it was hard to do that. So I just didn't. But I've kind of managed it and made it work now. So yeah, I'm learning how to figure this stuff out while I'm cosplaying. But yeah, so the entire convention was fun. There was nothing that was really wrong. There was only one real big hiccup that we had. Other than the fact that Atlas, like, I think, this was on Saturday, I think he got dehydrated because he had a headache and a stomach ache and stuff like that, or like and he feel like he wanted to pass out, but he said after he ate, it started getting a lot better. And then like once we went back to the hotel, he took some Excedrin. We didn't actually bring any. We forgot to bring all of the medicine. So like anything like Excedrin or ibuprofen or Tylenol, we just forgot all of it. I usually have it and it's in my room. It was still in my room. So, in my bedroom, where I keep that stuff, just in case I need it. And I was supposed to bring it and I just completely forgot. It's still in a Ziploc bag and I just forgot it. And he didn't bring any, and I don't know why he didn't, but whatever. But luckily, the hotel has like this, I guess it's a gift shop slash cafe something. They make some food, like they make sandwiches or they make some hot food. And then they sell things like sodas and like bottled sodas and Gatorade and stuff like that, as well as like chocolate bars and you know, Kit Kat, Hershey, things like that. As well as they have like souvenirs for Portland. So it's just and then they have weird plushies that are just like random. Yeah, so they have a bunch of that stuff for some reason. But they have different medicines. So they had the Tylenol. But I was like, if you can, why don't you just do Excedrin? That's 4 headaches. So he bought the Excedrin instead. Because I was like, trust me, as someone who gets headaches all the time, get Excedrin. It's literal only thing it's supposed to do. So that was the only real hiccup that he had that was like really bad. I didn't have any like that. It wasn't a problem. I did have a little bit of a headache on Friday going throughout the day, but that was just because I needed caffeine. So I just drank some caffeine and called it good. And it was fine. I literally downed an energy drink when we went back to the room and then went back out, and it was fine. So Sunday was the only actual real, like, something was annoying. It wasn't even that bad. It took maybe 20 minutes to fix. Yeah, nice and easy. So they have a new thing for peace bonding. And if you don't know what peace bonding is, that's when you have props. They have to check it and make sure it's not dangerous, and then if they can approve or deny it, and then if they approve it, they put a little tie around it. Sometimes it's a zip tie, sometimes it's a ribbon. At this convention and at SoccerCon, it's always a ribbon, which is something we can always easily take off without damaging things, and that's why they do it. They do it with a ribbon because you can stretch it and rip it off, or cut it off, stretch it and cut it off, or you know, whatever. So that when you get home or when you get back to the hotel or whatever, when you're not using it anymore, you can get it off without damaging your prop, because the zip ties can get on too tight and you won't be able to get them off. It's nice when they put the ribbon on there. So this one does ribbons. But on Sunday, we were having a problem because their new thing is weird. It's a good idea. They need to make sure people know about it first. It was last minute. They didn't say anything. They didn't announce anything. They're gonna put it in emails this time. They're gonna like send out there's like a big email that says like, hey, remember these things. Remember to bring your ID. If you're a minor, remember to have your parents' signature thing. Remember to be with your adult when you pick up your badge, that kind of thing. They're gonna put it in there for peace bonding. They're doing an online thing now where you go on their website and go on this thing that's online, and you put your first, last name, your email address because they have to send you an email, and your badge number. Every badge has a number on it so that it's identifiable. Even every convention does that. Like SoccerCon does that. PAX does that. I don't think SummerCon does because it's not as big of a deal there. But Kumoricon also does that. They've been doing that ever since I've gone. Like ever since I've started going to conventions, they've done that. So, and even before that. So it's a normal thing. They'll send you an email that's like, oh, here's your thing, show it to them and you can get your peace bonded thing or whatever. And then you show them an email. Sunday, it didn't even show up. We were outside when we did it, so we knew we had Wi-Fi, or not Wi-Fi, we knew we had service, like the 5G and stuff. So we did that and it just never appeared. The emails never came. And we didn't know that we didn't have to do that. We only need to do it once for the whole weekend. I was like, oh, okay, that would have helped. That would have been nice to know. Apparently they were supposed to tell the staff that up at the peace bonding table, and either they didn't tell them, or whoever was supposed to tell them didn't tell them, or they forgot or something, because Atlas says, because I didn't hear it, but he says that the guy told him that you have to do it every day. I don't know, and then you have to do it every day and bring it back, or maybe he misunderstood him because he was saying we have to show it every day, but I don't know. I didn't hear that part because I was doing my own thing when he got his stuff done. And so Sunday, because it didn't show up, we went up, we were like, well, we don't know what to do. So we started walking over that way. Somebody asked us if we're peace bonded. We actually were like, oh, we have a problem, actually. Can we talk to you? Where do we go to do this? So we don't go all the way up there just for them to send us somewhere else. And they're like, oh, you got to go to operations, talk to them. They can help you over there. Peace bonding can't do anything about that, so you got to talk to them. And so we went down to the operations office, and they helped us, and they got everything done. So that's where we found out. One of the people came up and they told us that we just have to do it once. And if we just do it like Thursday in the room, in our hotel room, then we can just bring that every day. And even if we can't get signal on our emails, we can screenshot it so it's in our photos, which doesn't take any data or email. Wi-Fi doesn't take any data or Wi-Fi. And pull that up and just show that every day of the weekend. Because that'll show that it's been, this weekend. It'll show a date if you screenshot it. And that'll work just fine. And so now we know that. So we're just gonna do that next year and call it good. Other than that, literally nothing went wrong. We almost missed an autograph, which wasn't a horrible thing. And I'll talk about that in my autographs thing, which up there, actually, I didn't say it at the beginning. I usually say it at the beginning of things, but I'll be like, hey, that thing will be up there. That'll take you to the autograph thing. I forgot to say that. Whatever. Anyway, but so at the end of Sunday, this is actually really cool. Brittany Karbowski actually remembers us. And I think it was her husband who was there, because she just recently had a child, like I think a year or two ago, and the baby was there in a stroller on Sunday, and he wasn't the person who I believe is the husband. He was pushing the stroller around a little bit and like picking her up and stuff without asking. So I'm assuming that's her husband. I have no idea. I don't remember, but because I don't know what he looks like. I don't even know who he is at this point. We were hanging out with her a little bit on Sunday, and he said, weren't you cosplaying Rimuru a couple years ago in her line? And I was like, yeah, we actually talked about that. So yeah, he remembered me even, and I don't even remember saying him at all. So that was kind of crazy. So I think she might have shown him, because in 2019 me and Hardy went up as I was Rimuru and Hardy was Soe. It was kind of cool that her husband recognized us, or whoever he is recognized us. And especially since I was in a completely different outfit. I was in Sora from Kingdom Hearts 3, which is a completely different look. So that's crazy. But on Friday, when I went to go see her, we got all of our stuff done Friday except for the one that I was about to talk about. So when I was in her line on Friday, we were talking about it, and she remembered, and because she remembered having the picture in her phone. She remembered that she's the one who that she wanted our picture and stuff, and we're like, yeah, that was me, yeah. And so that was kind of fun. And then I was telling her that I was going to be Black Star, but I couldn't get it like finished in time. I barely started it. If you see back here, I've made, I don't know if you can see it, yeah, right there, I've made his chain size, his Kusarigama. And I have a chain over here. It's just loud over there, so I put it over here in like a bin. But I couldn't get any of the pieces for the costume or the wig, so oh well. but I'm gonna try to do that for the next time that she's up here. So whenever she's up here again, I'm gonna make it so that convention I'm doing Black Star if I can. I also told her about my Spirit cosplay that I used to do, which has it was Spirit Albarn from also Soul Eater, and I had one giant spike coming out for the scythe pieces coming out of there, and then I had one each coming out of the arms. And she really wants to see that too. I was not trying to look through my phone to show her, but I have a picture of it in my phone. But whatever. The point is, while we were talking to her on Sunday, the one we wanted was Michelle Marie. She plays a lot of characters, but she's mostly known for the Sanrio, my Hello Kitty character, My Melody, and I don't know. I didn't even know who that was. But she plays the Pokemon trainer Leaf or Green or whatever in Pokemon Masters for the phone. So that's the female option in Fire Red and Leaf Green. You know, Leaf Green, get it? That's why she's a Leaf. But she's also green, and she's called green like with red and then blue and green. So in the manga. So yeah, while we were talking to Brittany, like we got to talk to Brittany for like 20 minutes because her people, whoever was there, was tearing down, and she wasn't. She was just waiting for them. And Atlas bought a Made in Abyss plushie of her character and was showing her. And it's funny because she said she has that same exact one. And so we were talking about it, and I was like, I gave her a pin earlier, a Rimuru pin on Friday, and I was wondering what she did with it, and she put it on the top of her bag that has a bunch of Rimuru pins. And so she put it there, and so I was like, it's added to the collection now. And so we were talking about that and stuff, and while we were talking, Michelle Marie came up to her table to say goodbye. And we were like, oh wow. We were like, we were looking throughout the dealer's hall buying stuff and whatever, and we were like every time we went past the area where there was between tables and we could see directly into her line, we kept looking to see if she was there, and she wasn't the whole day. And I was like, oh, this sucks. I think she was only there from 11 to 12, and so we were like, oh, this is horrible. Oh well, we'll just get her next time. But so since she was there, she was like, oh well, what were you gonna get signed? I was like, I don't know, you may not. I was like, you may remember on Friday I did give her, because I gave all the voice actors things, I gave her a little keychain of My Melody that I had at work. It was something I found at my work. It was cheap, and I just bought it. I was like, oh, here you go. And she was like, and I was telling her then that I had the thing, but I needed to go grab it because we had put everything back in the room at that point, and we got an Atlas and stuff to go get signed. So I told her I was going to get it and bring it when I can, and then we just never got around to it. And then so Sunday, when we saw her, she was like, oh, well, what was it? And I was like, oh, you remember that, whatever. And I was like, and I told you I was gonna bring the Pokemon box for Leaf. She's like, oh yeah. And she was like, I'm sorry, I didn't, whatever. And she's like, do you have it with you? And I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, it's in the bag. And she's like, oh, well, do you have a pen? And so, what? Okay. And I was like, Brittany, do you have a pen? And so she was all excited because it was just like a fun little meeting thing, And so she handed me a pen, and I got a free signature. I was like, I'll pay you. I didn't ask her for it. She offered. I want to stress that. I didn't ask her for the autograph. She said, do you have a pen? And wanted to sign it. And as I was taking out, I said, I can pay you for this, And I was like, I don't want to make you do a free autograph. I can pay you for it. And she goes, no, that's fine. Don't worry about it. So I got a free autograph. And it was funny because Atlas owed me some money, and he was gonna buy me that autograph. And so I'm like, okay, whatever. So he bought me stuff instead. So we got some stuff at the very last booth, literally 5 minutes before closing, before the dealers all closed. And we're like, okay, we're doing this. And so we bought everything then and then left. So, but yeah, that's what happened in my time at the convention. Really, really good. Best convention in a couple years. Very happy. I mean, best Kumoricon anyway, in a couple years. So I'm really happy about that. I'm hoping this trend continues of us having better, more fun conventions. And then you guys seeing it on my vlogs, which will come out in a couple weeks. I have no idea when exactly. Seeing what happens. I might also get a CMV out of it. I got like, on this camera right here, this is one I use for all my walking around with the cinematic look thing, where I'm not vlogging, like holding and talking, you know, that's this camera that doesn't do, that I do for stuff that isn't that. So I have 59 clips from there. Most of them are cosplayers, which means I can probably get a CMV out of this convention, which would be great because that's one extra video. That helps. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this. Obviously, I never give like for the reviews. I don't give like grades. Like I don't give them like stars or letter grades like an A or a B or an F or whatever. Oh, I don't do that. You hear what I have to say about it, and then you decide if you want to go. So, yeah, there's that. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this. So if you like it, go ahead and give it that thumbs up, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys later.